Now, this is going to be a bit of a more serious video. Yesterday, I was in a bit of an accident. Well, kind of, but not really. You see, yesterday, obviously, it was Friday, and on usual Fridays, me and my parents, we go down to Detroit. We go to downtown Detroit to go see my godfather, Jeff, like we always do. We always have dinner there and have some fun. But we stopped at Kroger before we stopped there, at a Kroger nearby his house. And it's a Kroger where stuff that's bad usually happens. And my dad went inside to go get some milk because it's cheaper over there than here in my area. And me and my mom were sitting in the or we're sitting in the car. I was sitting in the back seat. I had my headphones on. I was listening to some Journey Beyond Sodor music because it's one of the few things that's actually good about that movie. And well, the intro music that is. Beresford's song sucks. And then all of a sudden, out of the woodwork, a loud bang happens out of nowhere, and I was so confused. I heard it, and I immediately looked forward up from my tablet, and I thought it was something to do with the engine. I thought the engine exploded or something, and I noticed all the lights were off, but they already were off. I thought that was going on, but I was looked around. I saw a lady walk by on my side. I was sitting right here, and I saw a lady walk by into her car, kind of staring at me with a mask on. And then my mom was sitting in the passenger seat, turned around, and she started to scream and cry. And then I turned around and noticed the back window, and all of a sudden I noticed something. It was shattered. At first I thought it was icy or something like that, like with a bunch of ice and frost and snow covering it. But nope, the entire thing was filled with small cracks. It looked like a ship that had every square inch of it with a bullet hole in it. It was ridiculous looking. It was scary, it was shocking, and I thought to myself, I am right in front of this thing. If it collapses on me, I could get cut so easily. And I immediately moved forward closer to my mom's seat and all grabbing around the back of it. And then my mom was worried and crying because, it's her car and this just happened and we had no idea. And I thought it was the woman or something like that. And then my mom called dad, who was in the store, and he understood and he got done and eventually got out and inspected the damage. But before that, he told an employee about what happened, and she eventually got to see it out the window, and she thought, "Oh my gosh, yeah, I see that. Sheesh, it's all crystal looking." And my dad surprisingly wasn't furious about what happened and all. He wouldn't be angry at us, but he would probably be annoyed or ticked off at whatever caused it. But he seemed really passive about it, surprisingly enough. And dad said that there were some goofy people coming in and out of the store causing problems and stuff. He thought that someone may have shot the window and all, and the whole window broke, stopping the bullet, or a rock hit it, or something, and they could have run off or something, because that Kroger, like I said before, is pretty darn attractive towards bad people. And I said that it could have been the lady right next to me, but not only why, but why would she do it so close, and what would she have against us? I mean, we don't have any Trump bumper sticker or anything like that and all. And I know that I don't want to become racist or anything when I say that, but I know that a lot of African Americans don't like Trump. It's not like that could have been a factor or anything. At first, I thought she may have banged her fist on the windshield, like "Screw you people!" And she stared at me walking into her car and ran off. But no, and then we eventually got to Jeff's, slowly getting out of the car seats and looking at the damage. It had slightly cracked inwards a little bit with a slight hole. We told Jeff, and he thought that it may have just popped on its own because he was driving a truck once and the entire windshield just, or I think it was the back window or something, just shattered all of a sudden. Not any crash or any bullet or rock or anything, just they sometimes just do that from time to time. And that makes sense. I mean, current curved glass that's been in place for so long, I don't think it'll last forever. A bit like the gyrospheres in Jurassic World. That explains how Chris Pratt or Owen Grady was able to shoot it so easily, and unlike how in the Jurassic World movie it was showcased as being bulletproof, which is probably inaccurate and, withering, being left out in the sun on a volcanic island surrounded by plants and dangerous dinosaurs able to smash it. Come on, people. And yet people constantly bash Fallen Kingdom for things like the bullet and stuff. God, people are so cynical these days. Okay, I'm getting off track, sorry. And yeah, we talked to Jeff, and my parents called up, like, the insurance, and I think made a report, and for the rest of the night we were having pizza, and I was watching some Ireland Boys Productions videos in the kitchen, having some fun, kind of just forgetting about it. And on the way home, my dad put some pizza boxes and a pillow up against the windshield just to protect me in case if anything falls out. Plus, it'll be easier to vacuum it. But there was no accidents. I just clung on to the back of my mom's seat and looked forward with my hood on the entire time, and I was good. And now here I am, and by this point, the whole thing's basically collapsed, and aside from most of the edging work. And all I can say is I'm very glad to be alive. If this was a serious accident, like with my mom getting into that car crash a while back, if I was sitting here during that accident, I would need so many stitches. But thankfully, nothing like that ever happens to me. Oh, Jesus. Phew. Thankfully, nothing like that ever happens to me because, or at least not anymore, because I never have broken a single bone. I never make gigantic gashes up my arms, other than a couple times where, like, I bumped my head on the ice or scraped my knee while scooting across some gravel on the blacktop at St. Mike's. Yeesh. But yeah, I'm very glad to be alive right now. I'm very glad nothing bad happened to me. I was pretty shook by the accident. Very thankful to be here still.